coat. Sand it again with 220 before applying it. I don't know if I was thrilled about the tone of it before from the first coat, but we'll see if this made a difference. Might have. Well, that looks a lot better, I think, than it did when I came down earlier from the first coat. So the trick that I used was I resanded, like I said, with 220 lightly, but not too light. It wasn't just a scuff. And then from that 220, it kind of lightened the whole thing, but hopefully opened the pores enough and just took off some of the, surface stuff that was left, some of the gummy residue, and just kind of paved the way for the second coat. And I would say that is most definitely dark. I don't know if it's evenly dark. It tends to have picked it up a lot more up there than in around the front of the buttstock, but that's okay. It's looking pretty good. So this is something I'll do when it dries, hopefully in about 24 hours, and then at least once, if not two more times. And then what I'll do is sand in the finish, probably not the thin finish that I made here, but I'll just use straight up black walnut and sand that in with 600 grit sandpaper a couple of times, and then may finish with true oil, which is a common gun stock oil, but may not as well, I'm not sure. Let's see what the fore end looks like. Weird thing is that the fore end actually still came out darker, as you saw in the pictures from before I did the second round of this stuff here. So there was probably some, I don't know, remnant oil stain from the last thing in it that I couldn't get out with, acetone or sanding. And I was really careful with the fore end because the checkering is somewhat still there, but you can see it's worn off here, and where the hand would be gripping it here. So any harder, more serious sanding on my part of the foregrip to try and get it down to really, really bare wood, and I probably would have lost all the detail in that checkering, which is something I might try to do myself at some point, but I understand that checkering is sort of an art unto itself, and I don't know if I have the skills or the time, but I wanted to try and preserve that, so I didn't go too hard. It's hard on the sanding the fore end as I did the buttstock, but I don't think at the end of the day that they're going to look, I'm just going to wipe my hands here, I don't think they're going to look too bad together. The fore end is obviously darker than the buttstock, but maybe that just means one less coat for the fore end and one more coat for the buttstock, or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, I'm happy with this so far.